We're all making this mistake if we focus too much, if we have tunnel vision in a wrong direction, then you'll never see something bigger. If you kind of just step back and sort of look at what's really going on, like get out of your tunnel vision, you might see a completely different picture. And stepping back is the best way of kind of seeing what's really going on. As a ex-programmer, computer programmer, the patterns of being a computer programmer back in history, anybody that was really, really good at computer programming always had just tunnel vision. All they could do is see code, code, code. They knew how to create shit with code. But the problem with those computer programmers is they couldn't relate to other people. They couldn't get outside of their own box, outside of coding, and understand the logic of the business community. The business community would say, I need you to build this for me. And so the computer programmers would build what they thought they heard and spend thousands and thousands of dollars designing some kind of system. And then when they finish the project, they bring it back to the employer and say, here it is, I'm all done. And then when the business owner says, that ain't what I asked for, so then they ended up finding out that they spent a ton of money on shit that they didn't even want. So in order to improve the capability of computer programmers, then computer programmers had to understand how to relate to people. You'd find that if you talked with somebody that was a computer programmer, they have a very, very short attention span when they were communicating with other people. If you didn't get what they were talking about within 15 minutes, they would get all frustrated and have to leave the room. They leave the conversation because they can't handle the conversation. They get just so frustrated. They just, are so irritated that they have to leave. Why? Because they didn't know how to communicate. They couldn't let their ideas be understood by a business person, and a business person couldn't communicate with the programmer, causing a lot of conflict. And this was wasting an awful lot of money within the technology world. So we had to teach computer programmers how to be able to empathize and relate to the business world. And what they ended up creating is more like project managers. They created middlemen that could understand both. They understood the computer programmers and how they thought, and they can understand the business world. So they would be sort of like the designers, and they would get better software programs designed that way, and it was a lot more cheaper and effective. So that's the same thing that's going on with us right now. We are thinking money is what is driving us, and no, it's intelligence. It's what we understand, what we believe to be true. The sciences, the education that we get, all of the information that says here's the truth, that's what's guiding us. So, yeah, the people with the money who think they know everything, who think that they are the smartest because they have all of the education, they have all of the intelligence, they are the ones that are guiding everybody else that doesn't have the same knowledge. But, you know, don't you get smarter with more information? I mean, don't you get to be more productive in all of your experience if you gain more knowledge? I mean, if you go to school, don't you get a better, education that gets you a better job? It's not really working out that great for us, but that's just because all of the knowledge that we go in and get schooling from is not really all that right. But, if I wanted to be smarter, more effective, then I go to a motivational speaker who will give me more information. And then with that more information, what that does is actually teaches me how to manipulate somebody who knows less than me. That's why we have the rich are wealthy, because they can afford more information that just takes advantage of those people that don't know the information, and they guide them to do whatever the hell they want to do. That's what creates the slavery, is because those that don't know very much can be easily persuaded down whatever path some guy that thinks they're really, really smart. If you go back and look at a film called Roots, it's all about slavery. And if you look at the slave masters, there's a good line in that movie, and it says, you got to keep the slaves dumb, because, then they won't be happy. And, happy slave, make better workers. And they found that if they gave the slaves too much information, then they wouldn't be happy, and then they wouldn't do the work. So, those people that have an awful lot of information, that are trying to guide you down the path they want to guide you down, it's kind of important for them not to give you information. So that's why our education systems are designed specifically to keep you dumb. It's, what you learn in a university is not exactly true, but it's designed to make you think it's true, so that the guy that has all of the information can manipulate you to work at whatever job you want to do. So, it doesn't matter what level you're at in your awareness. The game will eventually be caught up to you. And right now, the people with the less information, are the ones that are homeless. They're the ones that are on the welfare systems. And now we're starting to learn that some of the really, really smart people are starting to lose their homes, and they're starting to be homeless as well. But it doesn't mean that they weren't smart. It just means that they weren't smart enough. That there was some bankster, some Wall Street guy that was smarter than them, that just was taking advantage of highly educated people to be nothing more than slaves who were enslaving other people below their education level. But as we're starting to see this whole system collapse, and then we're starting to see the levels of, okay, who actually is the smartest, and is it really all that smart? So one of the things that I'm finding is going to cause us more problems is our frustration levels. Our emotions tend to make us go down the wrong path. I've noticed that with myself. I consider myself to be fairly intelligent, and I am on a welfare system. But I have this drive that this isn't going to get me. I'm going to find the answers. I'm going to be able to, find a way out of this experience by gaining as much information as possible. So I did an awful lot of research. And it is very frustrating to kind of wake other people up, because you can see that you need everybody to kind of see the same picture as you, so that we can change the direction that we're going into, that won't end up destroying all of us. But some people that are still enjoying their stuff are next to impossible to be able to let them know what's the truth, and you'll get frustrated trying to explain it. So it means that you, just like me, need to develop better communication skills. How do you communicate with somebody who doesn't want to know what you've got to say? That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to put a YouTube channel together and see if I can improve my communication skills, so I can spread some information to see, okay, is this a better way of explaining it? I kind of knew that we needed to understand science, because science is the way we tend to change our minds at things. So I'm trying to explain a lot of different sciences, so you can kind of see, is this really true? Now, again, it's going to be your emotions that will get you off your path. You have a mission to accomplish. Every one of us on this planet has a mission, but your emotions are going to guide you off of your right path. And just don't get pissed off, don't get frustrated, don't be stuck in judgment, don't judge other people, because you will create the same problem over and over again, which is nothing more than a fight of frustration. But just sort of understand, take a step back and see that it isn't really money that's driving us, it's intelligence that's driving us. And it's not so much that we're evil. Evil is more of, you know, an example that it's a problem. There's a problem that we don't know how to solve, and that problem is really, really harmful to us because we just don't know the solution to it. So when you can look at the, you know, these elites, you know, these big powerful people that have money, and we think that they are evil and guiding us, you know, because of money, that's not really true. These elites have access to all of the information that's out there that's completely wrong. Just like we are brainwashed to believe what's true, they're brainwashed to believe what's true. You know, they have a mission to use the information they have to do what they think is right, no matter how wrong it is, you know, but things change from the bottom up. We cannot make the guys at the top who think they know it all actually gain more knowledge so that they'll, you know, start to see that what they believe to be true isn't really true. We at the bottom have to understand what's true, because us at the bottom is what supports those at the top. So if you at the bottom gain more information and you change the way you act, change the way you react, change the way you communicate with other people, gain the information you need to find the solutions that you need to find, then systematically the top changes. It's like you're represented perfectly by government. They don't want to be responsible and accountable, and they want to earn the almighty buck. While you're dealing with the problems, you know, of your financial situation, aren't you driven to be able to make some money so that you can pay for your own food? It's the same game. They are after money, and you're still after money. And it's like, that's not the game. The game is about a healthy life. What makes a healthy life? Is it the almighty buck? Are you trying to get the people at the top to give you some money so that, you know, that is not it. It's about healthy, happy, loving life. When you are healthy, then you're making better decisions. If you end up dying, there's a problem that's not being solved. And these elites at the top are dying. You know, they ain't living all that long. Peace out.